Let's check out this little invention. So today we're going to talk about sharpening blades. So I think you guys get an idea what we're about to do with this thing. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so my friend, uh, he's built a little lift, I should say. A hoist, a lift, I don't know what you want to call it. And me being there, when he showed me it, I said, you know what? Let me see if it can do my mower. Which it definitely can do my mower. It picked it up with at ease. I know when I get a house, I'm going to put this in my backyard. Because this thing is awesome. And you can use it for multiple things. So, I want to talk to you guys about making sure you guys' blades and underneath the deck is always on point. One of the videos I had my mower deck. It was moldy, like literally it had white mold underneath it because I was not taking care of my decks. So, also my impact battery is like completely dead, so it won't even spin these off. I was pretty irritated because that's my own flaw. I should have already had it charged. So, when doing your mowing throughout the season or throughout the day, it's very important to make sure your blades are completely sharp because the sharper the blades are, it cuts the grass. Where when they're not sharp, you're ripping the grass, and when you're ripping the grass, it's just I feel it don't have that same quality look when you're done. When your blades are sharp, it looks, I can't explain it. It looks so much pristine clean compared to when they're not. Yeah, it keeps wanting to shut off. I'm like, dang it. And I realized I had it on one because there's like three settings on an impact. There's one, two, and three. I had it on one. I didn't realize to kick it to three because I was using it for something a little bit more delicate the other day. So, yeah, first thing I do is when I go through doing my cleaning my blades, sharpening my blades. A lot of people have like um, the blade sharpener that kind of like sharpens the blades on this little American blade sharpener, and you guys kind of know what that is. And then some people just use like a regular angle grinder, use it a hand grinder. You know, there's different ways of doing it. Some people have this big $500 machine. I mean, they all work. They all do what they need to do. It's just what your preference is. But we're not sharpening them today. We're just changing them out. I bought a new set of blades. We're going to take these ones out and put the new ones in. These blades were new, but I went so long without changing them because the season I'm in right now and the houses I've been cutting, they just have a lot of crap. So like I already know I'm gonna be running over some stuff. I try not to run over stuff with my mower because I really take good care of this mower. Like everything I do is like I'm at 100 hours. All the hydro and oil's been changed out. Like I really keep this thing prepped right. It's a lot of money, and it's what keeps me moving. But I am definitely due to have these blades taken off. They probably should have been sharpened like twice in the time that they've been on there. But the cut's been just looking so beautiful. I don't think about it, but I'm definitely in the mode where I'm gonna keep up on my blade sharpening. So that was a bunch of mouthful. You take off your blades, and every time you take your blades off, make sure you examine them. And these are for people who've never done this before, or people who are trying to do it. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of like, using the board. You can use an impact, or you can just use a wrench. I'm using a wrench because my impact couldn't get it off, but also it's good for you guys to see how I'm stopping the blade with the board to get the bolt to come loose. Now these bolts are running pretty tight. I mean, I'm really rocking this mower. So make sure you guys are always safe with what you're doing. When you're underneath the deck, unlike me, make sure you guys are wearing safety glasses because there's going to be a lot of stuff falling from underneath the deck as far as grass, dirt, sand, all that stuff. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you're sitting here watching me do my deck, hello, subscribe, like, and comment. It only sounds natural and normal. But so make sure you put the board on something solid. Look at how much tension I'm using. Them boys are on there. Put the board on something that's stopping the blade, and then it's like wedging it between the blade and the side of the mower. On all mowers are a little different, but you will find somewhere to wedge that board in. Make sure your wrench is straight and not wobbly so you don't strip it. And then put some love behind it. See that mower moving? And once you guys break it loose. Hold on. It's trying to be stubborn when I said nope. There you go, you heard it. Like a knuckle cracking. So once you guys get the bolts out, you take everything out, inspect everything, make sure the threads are looking good. All up inside the spindles are looking good. Just make sure you really look through there. There's no cuts or gouges in the side of your walls where the blade might be touching it. There's no screws backing out. There's no welds coming loose. Just make sure you really look through everything underneath your blade. It's also a good time right now to check the wheels, your coasting wheels, to make sure they're all intact, good. They're spinning nice and freely. They're not loose or cracked. All right, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about it too. I want to give you an idea of what it looks like under here. Things to look for when you're doing a blade change. So all mowers are different in their own little way. Right here, we get these little covers. And these covers go over the actual spindle. See? So it protects it. But when you don't do your maintenance as much as me, you get this, a collection of dirt. So make sure you dump all the dirt out, the dust. Alright? Clean up around everything. These blades are way due to be changed. I actually waited way too long. Sorry, it's hard to do all this. So I just want to show you the difference of the new blades and the old blades. Huge difference. Before we put the new blades on, what I like to do is go through, get the brush and clean up everything under there. So we're gonna get the I'm sorry, I have lost for words today. No, Dante's just fat and out of shape, and he can't breathe, so he's trying to get his breath. That's all it is. Not loss of words, just fat. They ain't gonna be biting me. But we're gonna get the putty knife, and with the putty knife, hey. So how do you like it? Huh? How do you like it? I can't do it anymore like I used to. Yeah, don't hurt yourself. Yeah. It's like nice, isn't it? Man, that you can wind it back up, and you want hair ugly. So she got yeah, all right. Look at you. You gonna get a break. Yeah, I got to get a break. Huh? Oh, she didn't have to. She had to make nothing. I love you, man. I don't mind. You ain't aggravating. You just Southern. You're just Southern. Yeah. You about to teach me how to teach. You about to teach me how to teach a light. Yeah, get up. Yeah, see, it works pretty good. And that handle, how do you like that handle? Is it easier on your back? Yeah. I'm gonna try to get rid of that. You want to get one of these, yeah. See? You need one of them handle. You can put the handle. Hey, Joe! You can put the handle on any weed whacker. Yeah, you put a. They're like $30. It's too heavy to any kind. Yeah. Yeah, this is heavy too. I'm gonna clean underneath my deck. So my friend Herbert, he is so southern. I love it. The man is like, he'll get the shirt off his back. He's a real, genuine man. I met him when I first moved out here about a year ago. He's been golden since I've been here. I mean, he's always willing to help. He runs around and cuts grass. We have a lot in common. So, once you get underneath the deck clean, like right now I'm going to go get me a tarp, something to lay on, because the ants out here in Georgia, they just be biting. And when I'm scraping, yeah, the paint's coming off. It's a lot. You know, don't think you're gonna come under there and it's gonna, oh, you're gonna scratch your deck or something like that. No, it is what it is. Oh, caught a face full of dirt. But you got to get in there and just scrape it all loose. Like it got to come off. So don't be afraid if some paint comes off, because in the wintertime or like when season's over, I'm gonna show you something of how to like prep your deck so it's ready for the next season. Some people I know put oil under them. I don't. But there's things you can do. So that's a whole nother video. So once you get your deck all clean, is when you start reinstalling the blades and all that stuff. There's a liquid you can put on your threads, so we don't have that issue where they're so tight. It's like an anti-seize, or I don't know exactly what it is. I don't want to like mislead anyone or steer them, but I'm to find out what it is, and then I'll put it in my comments. But make sure you check them all out. See, I'm getting all the little strings and stuff off of them. You know, everything you do take off goes on exactly the same way you put them on. Oh, big tip, make sure you do not put the blades upside down. Has never happened to me, but I do know someone has happened to. You know, I've heard people tell me like, oh, I put the blades upside down, I was cutting, and I couldn't figure out what was going on, it wasn't looking right, and then I look underneath, and bam, they found out because the blades were upside down. It's not going to hurt nothing, it's just you're not going to cut. It's going to look really funny cutting. And eventually you're going to be like, why is the grass looking like this? So, just, double check it. Even when you're done, kind of sit back, look underneath there, and just go over everything. Make sure everything's properly where it needs to be. The bolts are in there tight. Just all that. Just make sure everything is right. There's not much to talk about when it comes to switching out blades, but I'm just trying to give you guys an idea, and this is for people who just started, like the time frame of what it takes to do this. Like, it's not a really hard job. It doesn't take a long time to do, but you should do this regularly, just so you have a nice clean cut every time. So you should do it regularly. And especially the yards that we're cutting really pristine yards. Like, people who actually take really good care of the yards, they have True Green come out there and spray it. You know, they're putting a lot of money into the yard. So make sure you guys are putting the time into keeping your equipment up to speed. You know, you may be like, oh, it cuts, but no, people are paying you to give them quality work. So make sure your equipment's up to quality speed. Homeowners have rusted blades with holes in them. You know, it just cuts it and it gets it by, and they're happy with it. Some homeowners keep their stuff in tip-top shape where it's ridiculous. Their stuff is like brand new. So make sure your stuff is always in top condition, because that's what people are paying you for. They're paying you for good quality work. They're not paying you to be the Joe down the street. If they have any questions, they can be like, I'm gonna let this ride out, and I'll talk to y'all later, because my phone's ringing. I'll talk to you later. I like this thing. Boy, you don't mess around and show me this.
start hanging it up like that there. It won't be hanging down. That was pretty enough.
That was really nice.
You go leave it in there, you can.
You should get rid of the carpet.
I put that carpet to kill that grass. I done that for a reason.
Yeah, but it's just collecting bugs. At least.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
And then it's just dirty.
You go put them on your iron power or sharpen them.
No, they're thrown away. They're beyond sharpening.
Don't throw them away. I'm gonna keep them if you go. I put them on my iron power now. If you go save them.
No, they're no good.
I want them anyhow. Look at
Oh, the metal?
Yeah, look at here. Look at this
Oh.
shit. You tell me. Look, I will show you something.
I got you. I forgot you put the metal.
Yeah. Now, when I say I'll be one down, I say I'll be mine down right there.
Yeah, I wear mine down too so they get holes in them. Yeah, but I want quality, and that ain't quality one.
I know.
I give my customers quality.
Yeah, but I do too. I give quality to you.
And I can't give them quality. My blades ain't up to speed.
You can tell me.
He wanted to try it out.